Hi, my name's Molly. I work with Templeton Robinson in our Holywood branch. Today we've got some questions about the house buying process, so we're going to go through those now. So I've got all the questions in a bowl here. Our first one is, where is the best place to invest in a house? Areas across North Down and East Belfast have probably been the most popular. We've seen a huge increase in popularity over the last year in the area. Areas such as Ballyhackamore have probably been the most popular, but with that you have higher house prices. There's a lot more bidding in that kind of region, so you do need to take that into account. It might be worthwhile considering spots such as Bangor further down the coast. Still really high demand for rental properties in the area, but you are able to get the houses at a slightly lower price. Still, you get a little bit more for your money in areas like that. Okay, so our second question that we have is, what are your top tips for a first-time buyer? So as a first-time buyer, I would say the first step should be to go and speak to a mortgage advisor. Your estate agent can recommend one, or there's plenty out there if you do a wee bit of research. They can then give you an idea of what your budget's going to be and what the best route would be in terms of a mortgage or co-ownership, and just picking the right lender for you. Once you have a good idea of your budget, you can start looking into which areas would be the most suitable. I would also recommend dropping into a couple of estate agents if you can, like physically calling into the branch. Just puts a face to the name rather than a phone call, and it just puts you a wee bit higher up on their list of who they're thinking of when they have a property coming on the market. So yeah, that'll give you a wee bit of a head start. Definitely register with the agent's mailing lists as well as Property Pal and Property News, again just to give you a head start on any properties that are coming up. I would say to book in a few viewings, but try not to get carried away with booking them in. Do a little bit of research on the location of the house that you're looking at and the size of the property, just to check if it is going to be suitable. It can be a wee bit disheartening if you're just going out to so many properties and none of them are working for you. So yeah, do a wee bit of research before you go. The next question we have is, what other costs do I need to be aware of? So a few other costs that you'll need to take into account are stamp duty, rates, and management fees or service charges. So stamp duty is something you can look up online. It will vary depending on your circumstances and the property's value, so worth checking that out. The other one would be the rates. You can ask your agent for this either at the viewing, or you can call in and we can give you information on that. Again, completely depends on the property. And then the last one, the management fee or service charges. Typically you'll find these often for new builds or in buildings like apartments where there's communal areas that need to be maintained. So what insurance do I need? This is something you can chat through with your mortgage advisor. They can give you advice on that. But typically once you've bought the house, you'll need home insurance, building and contents, and most people will go for life insurance as well at that point, but yeah, that's after you've bought the property. So what happens on the day of handover? On completion day, we will be in close contact with the seller's solicitor, and as soon as the funds hit their account, we'll get authorization to release the keys, and at that point we'll give the buyer a call and they can come in and pick up the keys from our office. This does tend to be in the afternoon, so it should be sometime after lunch. So the last question that we have is, how long is the house buying process? So typically the conveyancing, so work that the solicitors do, can take anywhere between 2 and 3 months. On top of this, you'll have whether there's any chain involved, so whether the sellers are buying an onward property or whether there's any chain below you if you have any buyers. But yeah, typically 2 to 3 months is probably the norm for that one. If you do have any other questions, please give us a call or drop into one of our branches and we'd be more than happy to answer them.